I came.
I hate you. I just want I'm just curious. Is NXT back? Is
No,
NXT back though?
I don't think so.
I mean they back on the
Nope.
road. So does that mean that they back? They might be back. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about what we thought about Vengeance Day and how it went. Was it worth the watch? Was it Is NXT back? That's the real question. Is NXT back? What y'all think? Go get some popcorn, get you some water, some soda, some drink. I'm thirsty myself. Might have to run over there real quick. So if I ain't here, Casey, take it away. Welcome in to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always, I mean always, he means always, she means always, they mean always, you mean always, an Instant Classic.
Danny Dog! Hi, Jay.
We will see you on the flippity dippity. Oh yeah.
Oh man, 30 seconds is just anyway. What is going on? Good. Hey, Bo. We're back at it again.
We all know your last 30 seconds. Oh my God.
A quick run. That was a quick run. That's not what I was saying. Just saying to get to the kitchen.
that's what you were saying.
To get your drink,
This man.
Hit the sprint. NXT Vengeance Day.
Justin, you muted.
Vengeance Day of the NXT variety. The first question I want to ask y'all, because I feel like overall, I feel like the show was pretty good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. A lot of talented guys, but it's also, NXT still feels like really young, and really like I'm still learning people.
It's like 10 years old. How's it young?
Like I just feel like I'm still learning people. Like I like Pretty Deadly a lot, but I'm still learning who they are and their characters and whatnot because I don't watch consistently or whatever. Like even with Braun Breaker, like I know who he is, but I'm still like learning what his character is and is he a mini Scott
You know
Steiner
exactly what his character is. His character is his uncle.
I just feel like I'm still learning about these guys and gals. But I mean, I had a lot of fun watching the show. I thought the crowd was pretty good, considering how NXT came to my current town of living in, and I was not there. Don't know.
Yeah,
DJ,
don't know how did you not go to the show?
I don't know how I missed it.
What's wrong with you?
I don't. I'm upset that I missed it, but I don't know how. But I missed it. But
you could have had the vlog, like
the vlog. Yeah, the crowd felt like they were pretty good within the show. They felt like they were even. I mean, regardless if they were piping in, because I know that all wrestling shows at this point pipe in pretty much everything, but it still felt like the crowd was into it and they were excited and they were chanting, and there was some chants I hadn't heard like before in a while or whatever, because I don't I haven't really kept it with NXT like that, but it was enjoyable and I think it was worth the watch. Overall thoughts, Fellerinos. Also answer the question: is NXT back? Is it back in full effect? I don't know if Casey is still there or not.
I'm here. It was an okay show. I didn't fully watch every match, but there were a couple matches that I was really into. But I mean, we'll go through them as we go. But all in all, I still don't get the feeling that I used to with NXT shows. I remember, when we used to watch NXT shows and we used to review them, we always used to say like it was always the best show of the month, and I don't know that I get that anymore, but I think that's just because I haven't watched it consistently in forever. And
Can I say this, Casey? I felt like I did feel like it gave me that kind of nostalgic NXT feel. It just didn't have the guys that I was used to watching, right? Like, the tough part about NXT before was whether they were homegrown tag teams or they were tag teams you knew of, homegrown guys or guys that that you had knew from the indies or whatever. Like it felt like everybody was worth something, right? I still feel like I'm still learning about who certain people are, and like trying to figure out like how. I feel like I'm like back at the beginning of NXT again, where I was trying to figure out certain people because I didn't necessarily know everybody on the roster. So man, I feel like I got the feeling that it was like, oh yeah, this is kind of this is cool. I'm glad NXT is back, but at the same time, yeah, it did kind of have that kind of like something's missing, but I can't tell what it is.
Yeah, and like I like a lot of the talent. Like I love Pretty Deadly. I think they have a great gimmick. I love them as
Yes,
a team.
boy.
I love Gallus. I've always loved the Coffee Brothers, even though they're not together in NXT. But I love I forgot if it's Joe or Mark Coffee with Wolfgang.
It's
They're
Mark
great.
Coffee.
Was it?
Yeah, it's Mark Coffee.
That's what I thought. I love them as a tag team. I'm glad that they won. We'll get to that in a minute. But they have good talent. It's just, for me, it's just watching consistently.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think NXT is still one of those shows where you can watch consistently and enjoy it because it's still an hour, right? Or is it 2? Is it still 2?
It's still 2 hours.
I mean, even still, like I feel like you can watch.
I
And I think too, like you don't have the feel of you got 3 hours then 2 hours, or you got 2 hours and then 2 hours. You get your 2 hours, you get what you get out of the show, and then you wait for next week, and I still an enjoyable feel.
I feel like it's 2 hours, but it doesn't feel like 2 hours like SmackDown used to feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Or like a 3-hour Raw used to feel like. I think it flows well, and I think they have enough to keep you invested and keep you like into it for the full 2 hours.
Yeah, I agree with that. Justin, overall thoughts on the NXT show?
I thought the show was good overall. Like, I don't think it was like anything spectacular, like anything like to blow you out of the water and stuff. But I thought it was a good show, and going into like the go home show and stuff, like they were hyping this up as like supposed to be like a really big, like the biggest NXT premium event, pay-per-view, whatever you want to call it. They were hyping this up as the biggest show.
I mean, comparatively to its predecessor in NXT 2.0, you think it was? Maybe not to NXT like the original NXT, but I feel like even though it's named NXT, it's still not NXT. Does that make sense? Like,
it's basically NXT 1.5. They just took away the 1.5. They just took away the 2.0, and they changed the colors back to like black and gold. A little bit. I mean, it was a good show, but like it's been better than like the 2.0 pay-per-views that they've been having. Like the one that they did for, what was it? Not Stand and Deliver. I thought Stand and Deliver was okay last year, but they did one show last year which I wasn't a big fan of. Was it Worlds Collide? No, it wasn't Worlds Collide. It was one show like during the summertime.
The one show, yes.
I don't know what show it was, but it was one show.
that one show though. All right, let's hop into the matches then. We started off with Wes Lee versus Dijak. I'm so happy that Dijak got his name back. I'm so happy that Dijak got his name back.
They should kept him as.
I miss Donathan Dijakovic. I miss that.
I just want to say, because I know Adam will watch it at some point. I hate you for posting that picture from this match. I hate you. I hate you so much. Anyway,
with his dislocated finger.
Did I?
That thing's not dislocated. That's broke.
Did he post it or did I post it?
I don't know. Somebody did.
I posted the side. I posted the side by side of him and Bray, but Adam may have posted it before I did. Like he may have posted the Dijax one before I did.
That was not dislocated. That was broke.
Dislo broke. I thought this match was really good. I was looking forward to this just because, I mean, of course, knowing these two guys and how they work and how good they are. This was one of those matches though. Like, I'm not saying it felt like it went too long, but like it felt like they kicked out of everything that should have ended the match. Was my only thing. Like I thought it was good. It was an enjoyable match. It was fun. Like I was surprised that people kicked out of crazy things, but like there was times where I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be it, and then I was like,
Nope.
but maybe that should have been the finish though, because that was good. So, but I mean, Wesley won, and you know, of course, I mean, I've always liked Wesley. Maybe not the name Wesley, but you know, I've always liked the wrestler Desmond Xavier / Wesley. But very, very interesting. Very, very good match. I didn't even know Wesley was the champion. That's how long it's been since I watched NXT. But I didn't know Dijak was back. So you know, a couple of things. But good match nonetheless. Casey, what was your thoughts on the opening?
It was okay. Again, kind of like you said, I I don't like when they kick out of pretty much everything, because that it starts to feel too super indie. And that's what I used to like about NXT. It was like it had that indie feel, but it wasn't like a super indie show. Like there was
They knew when to stop.
storytelling. What's that?
I was saying they knew when to stop.
Right. They knew when to not kick out of every single possible thing, you know, and do like 428 false finishes. And also it did seem like it went on really long. I don't know what it was, but it seemed like a really long match. I don't know exactly the time of it, but it seemed long.
Justin, what was your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought the match was good. This was probably the best match of the night, in my opinion. Like the different styles that they have, with Wesley having to use his speed and like use his athleticism, to outmaneuver Dijakovic or Dijak, whatever you want to call him.
Would you say he was outmaneuvering him?
I would definitely say he was outmaneuvering him.
Gotcha.
If it wasn't for Tony D'Angelo, I mean, Wesley probably would have died there in that chair. He would have been a squash bug. Like, thank God Tony D'Angelo came out and saved Wesley from that spot there. But I'm not sure where it was what spot that like broke Dijak's finger. Like, I don't know if it was that kick that he did like towards like the end of the match. Like, I don't know what it was, but like his finger looked bad. And going into this match, I was expecting to see a new champion here, because like this recently bringing Dijak back, it's like if he loses, like really, where does he go after this? Losing to Wesley.
I mean, they probably switched the finish because he like broke his finger, and he probably
that's true. Yeah. Like, oh, I broke my finger.
Oh,
Got switched the finisher.
Speaking of Casey, how is CR O'Malley doing after taking that guitar shot to the head there?
He's fine. We're still working on medical for the guitar medical bills. So if you go to prowrestlingtees.com/CR O'Malley, all proceeds go to benefit the medical expenses of the guitar. So
Nice
we're counting on you, the fans of the podcast, all four of you.
And the millions watching at home. So the NXT Women's Tag Team Title match, the Fallon Henley and Kiana James going up against Katana Chance and Hayden Carter. I like the little dynamic of Henley and James with Briggs and Jensen by their side. I don't know a lot about them. I haven't, like I said before, I haven't watched enough to know too much about them. But at the same time, like they got an enjoyable dynamic, and then the two by their side kind of just help out a little bit more and kind of give that kind of like prickish feel to a certain degree. I like it. I was a little surprised that they won this match though, just because they were promoting that whole like, how they did with the bar, I guess, where it was more so like, hey, they're bitter enemies. They can never work together, and somehow they do. Like, it's surprising that you would have, because wasn't Chance and Carter like one of the longest reigning, if not the longest reigning
Yeah, they
champions?
are the longest reigning tag
So
team.
why
Yeah.
would you have like I don't know why you'd have Henley and James win this match if they're not a true tag team. Like, is that elevating to them? Like, it is, but it's not. Like, because are they just gonna drop it at the next
I feel like
whatever?
they're transitional champions in my opinion. Like I feel because Fallon Henley, she didn't want all that cheating. She was like she didn't like Kiana James like doing all that cheating in the match, and she didn't know that with her holding Kiana James holding down the legs of who was it, Katana Chance? No, Kaden Carter. She didn't even know about that. So, probably, I don't know. I haven't watched this week's NXT. So, who knows? There might be some, turmoil with them, or like they might not coexist very well with each other.
Yeah.
So, I feel like they're going to be like transitional champions. Which, to be honest, okay, so let me, this is a sidebar here. To be honest, I think they should get rid of the, I don't even know who the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions are right now. Like, I have no idea. They should get rid of these titles, and they should be using like the WWE Women's Tag Team titles, like on Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Like have them going from like all those different shows. Because like I just don't understand. Because like they're not really using the women's tag team titles on the main roster very well. And when they're saying this is the like out of like whole WWE right now, like Katana Chance and Ken Carter are the longest reigning women's tag team champion. Like that's that's not saying a whole lot because like I just don't understand though.
Damage
Like,
Control is the current tag team champions.
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. EO, Sky, and what's her face? Dakota Kai.
Yep.
Yeah, I just realized that now. But I thought the match was okay. The match was all right. Katana Chance and Kane Carter, they had the advantage throughout a lot of the match. But every time was it Fallon Henley and Kiana James, they try to take advantage, like get some momentum going. They just got the momentum derailed. But it was okay for what it was. But I don't like this like whole love triangle that's going on there with like Briggs and Jensen with Kiana James. It's just a weird storyline. And I have a feeling he's just gonna get Jensen's just gonna get I think it's Briggs Jensen. I don't know which the one with the mullet. Brooks Jensen. I think he's gonna get his heart broken. Kiana James is gonna break his heart and she's gonna turn on him. But yeah.
All right. Carmelo Hayes and Apollo Crews in a 2 out of 3 falls match.
I don't think Casey got his thoughts about the match.
Did he not?
No, he didn't. He didn't talk about it.
Oh, sorry, Casey. My bad. What was your thoughts on it? How did I even get to you, Justin?
No, well, I kind of interrupted you because like.
Oh, okay. I was just confused because I was like, I thought I was going nowhere.
Yeah.
Cassie, Chase.
I didn't really watch this match.
Yeah,
because
I
I
don't
had
blame
no
you. The match was.
I had no interest in this match at all because I assumed it would be just a retain, and they didn't. I was like, oh, okay. So maybe they're putting them up to the main roster. I don't know. Again, I also haven't watched this week's NXT yet to see what happened, but I mean, Kaden, and I'm still calling her Casey Catanzaro. I don't care. They're a good team. They're always have good matches. Casey Catanzaro does some crazy things that the human body shouldn't be able to do, but maybe they are putting them up to the main roster. I don't know. Yeah, after you become the longest reigning NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, like what else is there for you to do?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and no need to break them up, but especially after you get. I mean, it's not like it was kind of a protective type of win and a type of loss anyway. But we'll see what they do. Carmelo Hayes and Apollo Crews, 2 out of 3 falls. This match was good, and I expected nothing less from these two. And I really like Carmelo Hayes' kind of him character. I like that a lot. I don't know what Apollo Crews is, but still Apollo lose. But it was weird to interject Don Macedo in this to have Apollo Crews not even get a fall off of it. Like that
Yeah,
was
I thought that was weird.
that was weird to me. Don Macedo came out, did what he was supposed to do. Apollo daps him up, and then
Yeah.
Apollo loses because he dapped him up. What?
It
And
don't make
then
sense at all.
did Don Macedo turn on him afterwards? I can't remember.
He gave him a sky high.
Yeah. So what was because here's the thing, it's not like they're gonna have Don Macedo. Like, I guess that's the thing. It's not that like they're gonna have him feud with Apollo. I just don't see that happening. But
You don't see that happening?
no,
I see that happening.
I don't.
Which
see
I don't
that
think
at
it's.
all.
I don't think it's like a feud. Like I don't want to see that.
I mean, I can see the match happening. Yes, I mean it needs to be a feud, but I don't know if it's a smart feud either. Because
no, it's not
I
at
mean,
all.
what is Apollo's cred right now? He turned heel, looked pretty decent turning heel, but other than that, he can't win a match to save his life. Like I don't know what.
He turned face. He's doing those like where he can see into like the future and stuff. Like he sees like what
Yeah.
outcomes are going to be. It's kind of a weird thing that he's doing.
Well, he should have saw what was going to happen in this match. Then, by that logic, he didn't use his powers like he should have. Casey, did you have any thoughts on this match? Did you catch this one? Carmelo Hayes, Apollo Crews, 2 out of 3 falls.
I did. The same as you guys. The finish didn't make sense with whatever the dude's name is coming out, and then like
Commander Aziz
just standing there when Apollo was pinned, not doing anything, and then turning on him. I was like, okay, what? Why? I don't get it. I don't understand. Also, why is Apollo Crews back in NXT again? Is it just because they didn't know how to use him on the main roster? I don't know. I don't know.
All right. Justin, what was your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought it was a good match. Like I was expecting a lot more out of this match. I don't know. I feel like this match didn't deliver for me. Because like Carmelo
stand
Hayes
and deliver. Sorry.
Yeah. That's terrible. But yeah, Carmelo Hayes, he puts on great matches, okay? And then Apollo Crews, he can put on great matches. But I just feel like, and also I feel like this match went on way too long. And for Apollo Crews to not get a pin in the match or get at least one fall in the match is kind of weird. Like, okay, so Carmelo Hayes, the first fall was from it was a crossface. And then the second fall came from that leg drop he does off the top rope. Like I was just completely shocked, and with the whole Dabba-Kato stuff, like I just don't understand. It's not smart. I feel like Vince is booking the show. Like I really do, or Vince is in Sean's ears or something. I don't know. It was just terrible book. I was not a fan.
Okay. Moving on to the fatal 4-way tag team title match for the NXT Tag Team Championships. I knew coming into this match the New Day were going to lose the titles. I just didn't know who to, because I mean, Gallus seemed like a worthy tag team. Pretty Deadly seems like I think they're former champions, right? It's Pretty Deadly.
Yeah, they're former champions. Yeah.
Pretty Deadly. I mean, they could obviously win the titles. I think that's who New Day won them from. And then Chase University is about as over as any of the tag teams in this match. From what I was hearing within this match, so I was just very interested going into this to see what exactly how it was going to go, because I felt like anybody could win this match. And I mean, they could have surprised me and had the New Day retain, but did they really need to retain? Probably not. Because I mean, do they really want them defending the titles, and then probably doing something at Mania? Probably not. So, I like that Gallus won, but there was something within this match telling me that Chase University should have won. They just seem really over right now, from what I could tell. Now I could be wrong, but they did seem just pretty over to me. So I'm a little surprised they didn't pull the
And
trigger
also,
on that.
what's his name? Andre Chase. He is from Charlotte North. Well, I think he's from Charlotte, North Carolina. I think he's from that area. So I see why he was so over and stuff.
I didn't realize that Trent Seven was in AEW.
You didn't realize that?
Nope. I had no idea.
Yeah, I saw him on what was it? Rampage. He came on a Rampage episode. I was like, what the heck? What's Trent Seven doing here?
Justin, while you're on it, what's your thoughts on this match?
Yeah, I thought the match. It was your typical multi-man, tag team match. You had a lot of spot fests. I liked the spot where they did the table spot. That was nice. Andre Chase, yeah, he was just so over. Like, he was the hottest guy in this match. Hitting people, going left and right. Taking out people. Doing them hot tags. I'm coming in doing a hot tag. He was doing all that jazz. I thought it was a good match. I really
deadly.
was. What's that?
I was saying Pretty Deadly or 2-time champs.
That is right. Yeah, I guess. I don't know who they beat the first time. I'm not exactly
Legado
sure.
del Fantasma, Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen, Grayson Waller and Sanga and the Creed brothers. It was vacated off of when Nash Carter got in that trouble.
Oh yeah. That's right. But yeah, I really wasn't expecting the New Day to lose the titles here. I thought maybe they might lose them out like Stand and Deliver or something. Because I thought the only reason why Chase University was in this match was for them to take the pinfalls. But yeah, I really wasn't expecting.
Just take the pinfall.
Yeah, they take the pinfall, not pinfalls, because it's not multiple. It's just one pinfall.
Are they not over? Like, I thought they were over.
They are over. Because like they got added to this match like at the last second and stuff, or like because like on the.
But I guess they're over, but I think they're still like developing their characters, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. And then like I felt like they're gonna have Duke Hudson. I thought he was going to turn on Andre Chase, because like he's kind of been teasing a little bit that he, where does his alliance stand, or like why is he with Chase U and stuff. So I don't really understand like how why they're so over and stuff. But I mean, it's cool and all. Cena Hale, she's kind of crazy. She's different. But I thought it was a really good match though.
I never realized that Mustache Mountain had the shortest NXT tag team title reign. That's interesting. Casey, what was your thoughts?
It was a good match. I don't understand Chase U. I don't get it. The man's trying to act like he's in college. He's clearly 34.
Actually, he's the dean of the college. Okay, he's the dean of it. He runs a college, and he like, yeah.
Oh, okay. There's like 4 students at the college. Okay. It's a small university. Anyway,
yeah,
it was a good match. Chase U could have won. They're super over. Pretty Deadly could have won. They're also super over. I'm glad that Gallus won. They were kind of my pick in this one. I like them as a team. I kind of want to see how long they hold the titles, because they out of the teams in this match, they seem like the most like dominant team. I'll even say in NXT right now. So I'm definitely happy that they won the titles, and I kind of want to see, even though I probably still won't consistently watch NXT, but I want to see how long they hold them, who challenges them and what kind of matches they have. So.
All right, moving on to Roxanne Perez versus Gigi Dolan and JC Jane. So I know this was such a weird match because it was obvious it was a triple threat match, but they introduced Gigi Dolan and JC Jane as a team. So I was confused, thinking it was like a handicap match for some reason, which I know
Yeah,
was a
it was
glorified
basically a
handicap.
handicap match for the first part of the match. Like, so here's how JC Jane and Gigi Dolan were in the match. So they had a 20. Well, they did a deal package for it, but yeah, they did a 20-woman battle royal to see who the next number one contender was going to be for Roxanne Perez, and Gigi Dolan and JC Jane, their feet both hit the floor, at the same time. So then they became became the number one contenders. And then at these past 2 weeks, they kind of be teasing like, yeah, they're not going to be working together. Like they hate each other now. They despise each other.
Well, I think they're at a point of a breakup, right? Because Mandy Rose was pretty much the glue to that group, and now.
Which they need to bring Mandy Rose back. Like they need to bring her back. I'm serious. Like that.
Yeah, I mean, I was just confused because of the way the entrances were, and then like the entrance is fine, but like I don't know, they introduced them together like it was a handicap match. It was just weird. But anyway, I mean they did a good job of telling that story of Roxanne Perez having to fight off both of them, and how it was going to kind of be a handicap match, and it's for the title, so of course the two people working together are not going to last, but this was good. This was good. Glad Roxanne retained because neither one of those other two girls deserved the title. So,
I'll tell you what, Cheeks Dolan, she was looking pretty good though. I like me some Cheeks Dolan.
Of course she was. Justin, do you have any thoughts on this match?
Yeah, I thought the match was good. I mean, I kind of expected it to go that way. With
did you even watch the match?
I did watch the match. I expected Roxanne Perez to get double teamed a lot. Basically be a handicap match. And then eventually when I think it was JC Jane, she did like a senton off the like a rolling senton off the apron. No. Yeah, it was a diving senton off the apron. And she accidentally hit Gigi Dolan, and then they started kind of bickering at each other, like, "Why did you do that?" Yeah, and they started breaking up pinfalls, and they kind of started turning on each other. It's your typical, kind of like breakup stuff. But yeah, Roxanne Perez, I'm happy that she retained. I didn't expect her to lose here and stuff, and I like that the pop rocks off the top rope. That was nice for her to win the match that way. And with Booker T, with him being very biased and stuff, he's trying to be trying to be impartial because Roxanne Perez went to Booker T's school and stuff, but deep down inside, Booker T's so happy for Roxanne Perez.
I think he cried after she won, right? When she won the title.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm happy that Roxanne Perez retained.
Casey, thoughts?
It was a match, and there was a random table spot for no reason.
Oh, there was a table spot. Yeah. Gigi got kicked to the table. Yeah,
she broke it with her ass. That was it.
With her big booty. See, she cheeks. She got cheeks.
They're the same thing as champ. Anyway,
no, completely different.
The main event of the evening, Braun Breaker versus Grayson Waller. I like Grayson Waller a lot. I just don't think Grayson Waller is ready for this spot for whatever reason. So like going into this match, I felt like Grayson Waller was not going to win. I mean,
what they probably should do with Grayson Waller? They should have the Miz be his manager or be tag team with the Miz.
Maybe. I mean, I feel like half of it. Like I think he has like the showmanship and he has like the personality to be like the hated champion, but it just, I mean, especially in this match, it felt like he was outmatched because Braun Breaker's practically a monster at this point. But
he's basically Roman Reigns of NXT. He's basically, like he said, I don't know, like towards the end of the match, he was like, "This is my NXT. This is my playground or yard or whatever." He said something like that, and I feel like he's getting a little too cocky. Like, I mean, he's good. He's basically, you know, he's basically his dad stuff.
well,
2.0.
the weird part about it is, the weird part about it is, they made this match where you couldn't win by escaping the cage. And I expect, for whatever reason, right before I knew that was going to be a thing, because they kept playing up the fact of, I almost said Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker's rage, right? Like they kept playing up that fact, and I expected them to do the spot where he spears through the cage or whatever, and wins the match like that because his rage finally like pays off for him or something like that. But then they made it pin and submission for no reason. So I was expecting that, and then they changed the rules on me. So, but
yeah, because they wanted a clear, decisive winner after what happened at. Oh man, I think it was an episode of NXT where the ring the ropes broke and like Grayson Waller got counted out or something. Yeah. So they wanted a decisive winner at this one.
Justin, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought the match was good. I wasn't expecting Grayson Waller to win here. There were points in the match where Grayson Waller he wanted to go up to the top of the cage and stuff and try to escape, but oh no, he couldn't do that and stuff. So that kind of was weird at some points. I like the superplex from the top of the cage. That was nice. Braun Breaker, he's looking like a beast. I mean, I don't know really who can beat Braun Breaker at this point. Like I say, he's basically the Roman Reigns of NXT. Like, there's really nobody else. I mean, there's actually one person who I think could possibly beat him. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely a solid match. I feel like now does this help Braun Breaker in the short term? Yeah, but in long term, it doesn't really help out Braun Breaker. Like, I mean, he didn't really beat someone close to it. Like, I don't feel like Grayson, like you said, I don't feel like Grayson Waller was ready for this like spot and stuff. But Grayson Waller has been definitely improving though. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Grayson Waller. His character is definitely growing on me. But yeah, I'm happy that Braun Breaker won.
Casey, what's your thoughts?
It was a good match. A lot of things that you guys said. I like Waller. Not sure I feel like he's been built up enough to win the title. But at the same time, and I talked to Adam about this, who didn't show up to the show tonight, because he won't quit his job for the podcast. He won't take one for the team. Anyway, the one part of the match that didn't make sense to me was Breaker basically, like, he spears him, basically hits his finish, and then he hesitates and he starts to talk trash, which started to seem to me, it started coming off as more heelish than babyface. I was like, what are you doing? And then I thought it would have been a better idea at that point, especially he's his eyes off the ball. You could have had Waller roll him up or do something and get like a dirty win.
Or at least a false finish right there.
Yeah, but they didn't even do that. He just, gave him his finish after that and pinned him. And I was like, what was the point of that pause and the trash talk? It didn't make sense. It felt like it was put in there for no reason. But I thought it was a good match. I'm wondering what they do with Braun from here.
And also with Carmelo Hayes coming out at the end there, basically, while Brown Breaker was standing on top of the cage and stuff. I have a feeling that we're gonna be getting Carmelo and Braun Breaker as Stand and Deliver.
And that's when Braun finally loses, huh?
I have a feeling because
I mean, because Carmelo Hayes has done everything he can do besides win the NXT Championship.
Which I thought Carmelo Hayes was definitely going to be going to the main roster very soon here, but I wouldn't mind seeing Carmelo Hayes as NXT champion. Like he has like that total package. Like he reminds me of like a younger version of Cena. Like I remember when he came in to Carmelo Hayes came in NXT. He did say ruthless aggression. Like he was like, I'm gonna show that ruthless aggression. I go, okay, John Cena wannabe. But I mean, there's not really much else for Carmelo Hayes to do except win the NXT Championship. And like I said, I feel like Braun Breaker, he's going to be getting pushed up to him at roster after Stand Deliver, during like probably maybe the night after Mania. I mean, I guess we'll see. But yeah, I mean, it was solid.
All right. Final thoughts, anyone, everyone? Good show.
I think the show was. Oh, go ahead, Casey.
It was a show.
It's literally all he was gonna say.
Yeah, it was a show. I mean, yeah, the show was solid, but I think that it was just a little overhyped. It wasn't the best NXT. It wasn't the best NXT special, but then again, it wasn't the worst. It was just like Casey said, it was a show. Yeah, it was good for what it was. Like it's probably not a lot of replayability, but
I mean, I think it's good enough to replay. I thought it was a good show. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I mean, I feel like I can follow it a little bit better than I can follow AEW at times. And that's not like that's not any weird hate towards AEW, but sometimes AEW is all over the place. Whereas at least this felt like it had a decent flow to it, but we shall see, because I'm trying to catch up on AEW / watch AEW. So
I'm trying to catch up on that Ring of Honor. I need to watch that Jay Briscoe tribute show from Ring of Honor.
Yeah,
because they have that on YouTube.
I watched a little bit of it. I didn't finish. I didn't finish it, but I kind of wanted to see what it was all about.
3 hours, which it did. I don't think it needed to be 3 hours.
I was surprised though if they were going to put in old matches. I was surprised that Jay Lethal was one of the interviews they had, but they didn't play his match with. They played Briscoe's match with Adam Cole, but they didn't play his match with Jay Lethal, which I felt like was another big match that he had. But But anyway, as always, definitely hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys on the next one. You can always watch and listen to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the podcast that is always, and I mean always, Instant Classic on YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, Apple Podcasts,
Pornhub.
No, not the hub.
I don't think so.
OnlyFans.
Unless Casey has created a secret account that he can tell us about. But anyway,
no, I told you about it.
We got 1,000 subscribers on there. Yeah.
We got like 3.
We'll see you guys on the next one. Until next time.